So our today's topic is parabola. First, I'll tell you the definition of parabola means what parabola means. It is a path traced by a point which moves in a plane in such a way that a distance from a fixed point is always equal to its distance from a fixed line, both lying in the same plane, whereas the given fixed point does not lie on the given line. So this is the condition as well as the definition of a parabola. If this condition satisfy or it's defined, then it's called a parabola. As we have studied in circle that there is a certain condition for being a circle, similarly this condition is for parabola, thus this should be satisfied. There are certain standard forms of parabola. There are 4 standard forms of parabola and each has its different parameters, or we can say the formulae. First I'll explain little terms for this. This is I think the well-known thing. This is x-axis, x dash, y and y dash. Now I draw geometrical shape and how it is parabola. I'll explain this. It's go through from the origin, it's going through the origin. Suppose this is a point F and we have another line, this line, and this line is called a directrix. This is the directrix of this parabola. And we have, this is the vertex of parabola. If we draw a line here, this is actually a chord of parabola. It is called a latus rectum. This is latus rectum, let it be L and L dash. And this is a line which I explain as directrix, which I told you this is a directrix. The equation for this directrix is, x plus a equals to 0. Now how we can say that this is a parabola? The thing is that suppose we have an arbitrary point, say P, this distance and the distance, this one, through till the focal length, this should be equal. If this is equal to this one, then it's a parabola. So this is a condition of parabola. We have focus, let the intersection on the x-axis be A, then the coordinates, the point for this is FA0. This is the vertex of a parabola, then vertex will be 0, 0 because it's passing through the origin. This line which is parallel to this is a directrix, and the equation for the directrix will be x plus a equals to 0. Now there is one more thing that is called the axis of the line. This is very important that you have to learn. This is the axis of the line. The axis of this line is, y equals to 0 because it is intercepting on A, this is on x-axis and the point will be 0, y will be 0. So the axis for this parabola is y equals to 0. Now we have latus rectum. The coordinates for latus rectum will be, if you see this, what is this? This line is x equals to a because it's going through this. So the latus rectum is the line x equals to a. Now the length of latus rectum. The length of latus rectum is 4a. It's a kind of formula that you have to use. It's already proved that the length of latus rectum is 4a. This is the very first standard form of parabola. first standard form, and we called it at right-handed parabola. This is at the right hand, so we called it right-handed parabola. It's not necessary that in each and every question it is given like y equals to 4ax or y square equals to minus 4x. In some questions it can be given, it might given that they address it as right-handed parabola. So the equation of this standard form is y square equals to 4ax. This is the most important thing, from where you get an idea that out of which formula you have to use. Y square equals to 4x, or we can say this is a right-handed parabola. So for the right-handed parabola, we calculate certain things. The focus is FA0, the vertex is, we represent the vertex as O, the vertex is 0, 0, directrix of the line is x plus a equals to 0, that means x equals to minus a. We can rewrite as, and axis of the line is y equals to 0, length of the latest rectum is 4a, and latest rectum is the line x equals to a. These all are the formulae for this first standard form, that is also known as right-handed parabola. Now we have another standard form of parabola. We have now second form. Second standard form. So the second standard form of a parabola is represented as y square equals to minus 4x, or we called it as left-handed parabola. This is also known as left-handed. So the parabola should be here. Let's look like this. This is the latest rectum. Obviously the directrix must be in this side. This is the directrix. This is the vertex. Focal length. Now the focus will be minus a0, because we are on the left hand side, and the axis of the line remains same, y equals to 0. Now the latest rectum length, latest rectum is also 4a, and the latest rectum line is, now the line change. If we consider is at LL dash, now the line of latest rectum, it will be x equals to minus a. This line will be x equals to minus a, because this is this one line, and we have the line of directrix. The line of directrix will be x minus a equals to 0. In right-handed parabola we have x plus a equals to 0. Now in left-handed we have x minus a equals to 0, or we can write it x equals to a. Now we move toward the third standard form of the parabola. Third standard form of the parabola, we have x square equals to 4a 5. This is the next one. First of all, we draw axis y dash. Now x square equals to 4ay, we called it as upward parabola. Now the latest rectum will be on this side. This point will be the focus. Now it will be 0a. In last two standard form the focus was a0, now it will be 0a, because it is on the y-axis, and there the point of x will be 0. Now we have directrix in this area. This will be the directrix, and directrix Now the equation of directrix will be y plus a equals to 0, or we can write it as y equals to minus a. The latest rectum remain the same. The length of latest rectum will be 4a in this standard form also, and the latest rectum is the line, this is the line y minus a equals to 0, or we can say y equals to a. This is y equals to a line. So we have vertex will be again 0, 0. So what we get conclusion from here, that in our third standard form, focus is F0a, vertex is 0, 0, directrix is the line y plus a equals to 0, or we can write it as y equals to minus a. Length of the latest rectum is 4a. Now axis is the line, x equals to 0. From here we get an idea, axis of the line is x equals to 0, and latest rectum is the line y minus a equals to 0. So this is some properties of third standard form. Now moving toward the last standard form, we have fourth standard form of the parabola. Fourth standard form of the parabola is x square equals to minus 4x, or we can call it as the parabola, downward parabola, because this one is in the downward direction. This is x dash, y dash. Now the parabola will be, it look like this. The chord, this is a vertex, focus, and the directrix will be in this direction. This is directrix. Now focus will be F, this will be 0 and minus a, because it's in the opposite direction. Vertex will remain the same, passing through the origin. 0, 0 we have. Directrix is the line, this is the line, y minus a equals to 0, or we can write it as y equals to a. Axis is the line. What is the axis of the line? Axis is the line is x equals to 0. This is the axis of the line. Length of the latest rectum will remain the same, that is 4a, and latest rectum is the line, this is the line, y plus a equals to 0. This is the line of the latest rectum. So the parameters, or we can say the sum of the properties of fourth standard form is that focus is f 0 minus a, vertex is 0 o 0 0, directrix is the line y minus a equals to 0, axis is the line x equals to 0, length of the latest rectum is 4a, and latest rectum is the line y plus a equals to 0. Now we take some examples, so all this standard form will be clear to you. Example number 1. One by one we take all examples for each and every standard form. Example number 1. Find the coordinates of the focus and the vertex, the equation of the directrix and the axis and the length of latest rectum of the parabola. Here the parabola is given y square equals to 8x. This is your parabola, and you have to find these certain things. So we compare this equation by our standard form. You can see this is the first standard form because the coefficient is x and this one is positive. So this is our first standard form of the parabola, that is y square equals to 4x. We compare the coefficient of x and we'll get the value of a. 4a equals to a 8, that means a equals to 2. So This is the thing first we have to find, because all our formulae depend on A. A equals to 2. So this is a right-handed parabola. First of all, we'll find focus. Focus is FA0, FA0. That means focus is 2 and 0. Then we have to find it vertex. Vertex, we know that the vertex is O, 0, 0. This is, the vertex will remain the same. The equation of the directrix is x equals to minus a. This is x equals to minus a. Directrix of the equation x equals to minus a, that means x equals to minus 2. So this is the line of directrix. So this equation will be x plus 2 equals to 0. You can also draw the diagram from this. It axis is x-axis. As I have told you earlier, the axis will be x-axis, so axis will be y equals to 0. Now we have to find the length of latus rectum. Length of latus rectum. Length of latus rectum is 4a. That means 4 into, we have calculated the value of 2, that is 8. It's the distance, so we have to write units. So the length of latus rectum is 8 units. I hope you get an idea how you have to put up the formulae. First you have to recognize that which equation is given, what is asked in the question. That you will get an idea only from the equation that is given, that is asked in the question. First you have to recognize that equation, then you will go for the formulae, because all the formulae are different. Now we take example number 2. Find the coordinates of the focus and the vertex, the equation of the directrix and the axis, and the length of the latus rectum of the parabola. Now the parabola is given y square equals to minus 12x. So recognizing the equation, we get an idea that this is a left-handed parabola, because minus sign is there. The parabola will be in this side. The directrix will be here. This is the focus. This is the directrix. As we have done in earlier example, first we have to compare this equation by the standard one. Minus 4x, 4a will be 12 and a will be 3. So this is the very first step that we have to follow in each and every example. A equals to 3. Now we can easily calculate the other things. The focus is f minus a0, minus a0, that means f minus 3 and 0. The next thing we have to find out is the vertex. Vertex will be remain 0, 0. Another thing is the equation of the directrix. The equation of the directrix is, the equation for this is x equals to a. For this we have x equals to 3. That means the equation, if we have to show the equation, that will be x minus 3 equals to 0. Now we have to find the axis of this. So the axis is y-axis, that's why y equals to 0. This is the axis. Now we have to find the length of latest rectum. Length of latest rectum will be 4a, that means 4 into a we have just calculated 3, that means 12 units. So this is the latest rectum for this parabola. In this way we find out the certain things. Now moving toward the third example. Only equation of parabola is changed, otherwise we have to find all the things that we are calculating for earlier examples. We have to find the focus, the vertex, the equation of the directrix, axis and the length of the latest rectum. Now the parabola that is given in this example is x square equals to 6y. The coefficient here is y and there is a positive sign. So that means this parabola is the upward parabola. This one. Latest rectum F. The directrix will be on this side. This will be the directrix. Now first of all what we do? We write the standard equation, that is x square equals to 4ay. Comparing this with this, we have 4a equals to 6, a equals to 6 upon 4, a equals to 3 upon 2. So the value of a is 3 upon 2. Now rest of the thing is easy to calculate. First we find the focus. Focus for this will be f equals to 0 and a, because its axis is y-axis. So its vertex is 0, 0. First of all we find the focus. Focus will be 0 and 3 upon 2. Next thing is vertex. Vertex will be remain 0, 0. These are the vertex. Now the equation of the directrix. The equation of the directrix is y equals to minus a. So we'll put y equals to minus 3 upon 2. If we have to show the line, then we have to simplify it. That will be 2y plus 3 equals to 0. So the equation of the directrix will be 2y plus 3 equals to 0. This is the equation of directrix. Its axis is y-axis, so the equation will be x equals to 0 and the length of the latest rectum. Length of the latest rectum is same for each and every standard form. Length of latest rectum, that is 4a. 4 into a we have calculated 3 upon 2. This will be 6 units. So the focus of this is 0, 3 upon 2. Length of the latest rectum is 6 units, vertex is 0, 0 and directrix is 2y plus 3. These are some necessary things that you have to show in the diagram if you are drawing a diagram. Now moving toward our last example, we have all the things we have to find as we have calculated in our earlier example. We have to find the focus, vertex, equation of the directrix, axis, length of latest rectum. Here the parabola is given x square equals to minus 16y. Parabola is given x square equals to minus 16y. What does it show? It shows that the direction is in the downward. We have a downward direction. We have a parabola like this. latest rectum, focus, directrix will be on this side. This is the vertex. The point of focus is 0 and minus a. Now first of all what we do? We compare this equation by standard one. 4a equals to 16, that means a equals to 4. We calculate the value of a. Now the focus, its focus is 0 and minus a, that means f 0 minus 4. You can write it here also, 0 and minus 4. Then next we have vertex. Vertex is O 0 0. This is the vertex for this. Now the equation of the directrix. The equation of the directrix will be y equals to minus a, y equals to a, that means y equals to 4. This is the equation of the directrix. We can show it here also. Y minus 4 equals to 0. Then we have its axis. The axis is y axis. So the equation of axis is x equals to 0 because we have y axis. And the length of latest rectum is same for all the standard form, that is 4a, that means 4 into 4, this is 16 units. We have 16 units. This is our latest rectum. So what we have to do for all the numericals of parabola, first we have to recognize the equation that is given in the question, which of the standard form is this. Then once you know which standard form is recognizing with that given equation, then you go for all the formulae that is being asked. Thank you.